So, if you want to get to know yourself on a deeper level, there is a few things that you can do. And I'm talking about on a very deep spiritual level, right? If you're ready to, deepen your healing, if you feel like you've been having difficulty with really connecting to yourself or wanting to know the next steps you can take to kind of elevate your practice, elevate yourself, get to know, your purpose, what you're meant to do here, why you were reincarnated here, if you were reincarnated, like all of these questions, right? Getting to know yourself on a deeper spiritual level, there's a few things that you can do on your own where you do not have to reach out to a practitioner. Now, there's going to come a time where some healing work you may need to reach out to another practitioner. There are times where maybe you might have some questions that are difficult to answer and you may need to reach out to someone. For example, like astrology. If you're not, well versed in charts, in Vedic or in Western or tropical astrology, you may need to reach out to an astrologer because they can help you determine or decipher certain things, right? Many years ago, before I started getting deep into that, I remember having an astrologer and they broke down everything for me. But I'm just going to kind of give you a list of certain things that you can look into to further your healing journey, further the connection with yourself, and not just to your physical self. I'm talking about to your spiritual self, to your higher self, and to your astral twin, which is your inner child. So I would recommend, obviously, beginner friendly, start with your tropical astrology chart. Even though I know there's a lot of people, I am one of those people who say tropical astrology, it only gets you so far. It does give you a lot of insight on who this 3D person is, right? Who this person in this flesh that you wake up and you see every day. Why did this person go through so many struggles and trials and tribulations? And sometimes you can understand a full story if you look at a chart. It can give you insight on money, jobs, relationships, trauma that you experience. Like I said, a full story. You can get a story of the character of whoever it is in this third dimension. You get to know them on a deeper level and understand why you experience certain things, why you experience certain traumas, why you experience certain situations, why certain relationships may not work out for you, whatever the case is, so that you can learn to heal that. There's also places in tropical astrology, which I'm going to go into detail maybe in another video, that helps you with your shadow work. For example, your Chiron, right? Your Chiron is very important when it comes to shadow work. When I first started my shadow work, I looked at the Chiron in my chart and was able to heal from that, but we'll get into detail with that in another video. So tropical astrology would be perfect for the third dimension, for you healing yourself, healing your physical self. And then when you want to get more spiritual, when we're talking about your higher self, the being, right, that operates not only in the astral plane and is able to eject themselves out of the physical body, when you astral travel and you're able to see like, oh, that's the 3D person, that spirit that is within you, the spirit, the all-knowing, that essence that you have within you. You're going to look more so at your Vedic chart, because your Vedic chart will allow you to see the full picture, the full spectrum. There's times where you might not even resonate with your Western or tropical astrology chart, because you might find more of a synchronicity with your higher self or with yourself when you're operating as your spiritual self when you look at your Vedic chart. Okay. That's very important for you to take a look at, so you could kind of understand how you operate in the two planes, because who you are as your 3D person is not the same person or the same being in essence that you carry as someone who operates in the astral realm or your higher self. Then we're going to talk about another thing that's going to help you, another topic that you can look into. And trust me, this work, like, it's never overnight, right? Learning to heal, learning to really tap in with yourself, having ego death, going through all that stuff, those processes are very long, right? Your spiritual journey is always going to be lifelong. However long, you're occupying this physical body for. Is never anything that's going to be overnight. It's something that takes a while. It's something that you're going to experience trials and tribulations. And honestly, these are just tools to help you maneuver on your path and get you to a place where you're understanding yourself better. That's all it really is. You get to have a better understanding of who you are and connecting with yourself, or whoever you identify as self, right? So also human design. I know some people who don't like human design. I like human design. It worked for me. I will say that it worked for me, because it dictates your diet. It helps you get on a better diet. It lets you know where most of your energy is being channeled, right, in your plexus. You have a whole plexus system. If you don't know what it is, think of your plexus almost like chakras. And we have over 100 chakras in our body. I know there's like the main seven that people like to talk about, but you have a ton of them. Okay, you have meridians, which are energy points, or energy spaces. And when certain things are blocked, it causes malfunctions, it causes illness, it causes a lot of different things in your body. I did study meridians for a while and noticed that when you're eating certain food, wearing certain colors, doing certain things, it does change the outcome of certain situations in your life. So, understanding your human design as well, understanding what plexus or what system you are operating with, it'll allow you to get a better understanding of who you are and how you're able to present and show yourself in the world. It kind of reminds me of like your rising sign in astrology, who people can see you as a presenter in this world, how you're able to manifest certain things. I will use this as an example. In human design, I'm something called a projector. I'm very good, right? I feel like I'm always early to the party. I can always predict things. I know things, even if it's at my own demise, even if it makes people dislike me, even if I say something and it's 100% true. But I had to learn how to say things in a way that wasn't distasteful or didn't rub people the wrong way. And the only way that I can do is just say it and leave it alone. Even if I see somebody is in a bad and unhealthy situation, I can only say something. I can lead that horse to water, but I cannot make them drink. And that was a very hard situation, that even when I knew I was right about something, it just because I'm right, it doesn't mean that that person is ready to hear it. But because I found out that I was a projector, it was easier for me to be able to maneuver, speak to people, and kind of get them on a level where they're able to gravitate towards me when I'm speaking something that resonates with them. They have to be in that right space. But I did learn that through human design. So that's something that you can also look up. All these resources, like I said, are free. You can look it up online. I can put like the links below of like AstroSeek. I know is very good to look up your chart, your Western tropical astrological chart. And then also for Vedic astrology, there's another one for human design. And then you could kind of go on a rabbit hole, kind of study yourself, see what that means, understand a little bit more, like, oh, this is why I went through that. Oh, this is why I experienced that. Oh, this is how I'm going to be able to heal myself and start on that journey. Because, like I said, it's lifelong. And sometimes you get to a point in your spiritual journey where it's like, you can't go any further because you don't have the tools or the resources in order for you to be able to get to know yourself deeper, right? Understand who you are as a person and how you operate in this world and your purpose and what you're supposed to do. But I would say those are probably my top three things that I used when I first started on my journey to kind of get a better understanding of understanding like me, just me in general, me as a spirit, me as a physical being, and me with my purpose.